Man, I tell you, I don't know what is going on with this technology, but man, this is just insane. Okay, are we working or are we not working? I hope that we are live because I'm just having all kinds of technological issues on today. Hello, I believe that we are finally live. Thank goodness. Welcome, welcome, welcome to day 19 of the Bet Your Spending Challenge. I'm telling you, technology, but Satan, you shall not win on today. Okay. We are live and we are in full effect on the Demolisher TV here for day 19 of the Bet Your Spending Challenge. And I'm not going to waste any time. We're going to jump right in. So one of the things that I really want to be able to share with you guys today, really want to be able to commend you guys on today, is that you have really been coming through and you have really been doing your work. And what does it look like for you to do your work? And what does it look like for you to show up and not only show up, but show up for yourself? One of the things that I really want to be able to share with you guys on today is not only all the work that you've done, the reflection that you've been able to go through, all of the points that you were able to identify, finalizing your numbers, which is where we are at the point of right now in terms of day only from a monetary standpoint, but looking at it from a mental standpoint. We want to look at it from an emotional standpoint now. So that means from your inner feelings and from your inner belief system. So today for day 19 of the Bet Your Spending Challenge, I want us to focus on tying back and making the connections between our purpose, our vision, our intention for the holidays now, down to the items that we specifically have on our gift list, as well as to the budgeted amounts that we've included and incorporated based on our buffers yesterday. So thinking of where you are on today, how can you look at each item that's on your list individually and see how it ties back to the purpose and to the intention that you developed back in day 16? So when we were working on identifying your reasons for the season, your reasons for the holidays, what purpose or what your intentions is and why you decide your approach this holiday season, I want you to check and see if the items on your list, as well as the corresponding amounts for those items on your list, are in alignment with what you set out as your holiday purpose, your holiday vision, your holiday intention. So for the purposes of day 19 of the Bet Your Spending Challenge, we're going to focus on identifying and testing whether your gift list is in alignment with the experience that you truly desire to bring forth this holiday season, now that you've gone through 18 days officially of the Bet Your Spending Challenge and you're walking into day 19. So as you approach this holiday season, I want you to really think about how completely your mindset, your approach, your dynamics has changed. We've gone through a lot, you guys. So when you think about all that you've gone through, you're in a completely different dynamic than you ever were ever before, in your mental capacity, in your financial capacity, especially in how you are shifting in your budgeting as it relates to spending during the holidays. But how can you shift or transition things into a more healthier and a more safe manner as it relates to your finances overall? So not just for the holidays, but for your overall budgeting and for your overall process. And the reason why I'm sharing this is because a lot of times we operate from a space of reckless behaviors. And when I'm speaking for myself, because I think about how I was those previous holiday seasons, and even during those non-holiday seasons, how reckless I was in my finances, how careless I was in my finances, how nonchalant I was in my finances. And when it came to the holiday season, I would indicate these things of, oh, I can just pay it back later. Oh, I'm not going to worry about it. I'll just pay it back later. Or, oh, the holidays only come around once a year, so I can spend whatever, or I can be mindless, or I don't really have to have a budget or a cap. And we say these things, so forth and so on. But I had to think about like, wow, I'm not the only person that had that type of reckless behaviors, because I'm pretty sure that you know people who experience that same thing. I'm pretty sure that you may be one of those people who have done those things. But now that I'm able to see that, wait, I'm not the only person that was in those shoes, and there are other people that are in those shoes as well. How can we make sure that we're positioning ourselves to be cognizant of that, and not only be cognizant of that, but take some action towards it? So when you guys think about what you've been able to accomplish, what you've been able to do, where you stand today in your budgeting processes for the holidays, and how you can transcend these things over into your everyday personal budgeting, think about you being diligent. Think about your diligence over your finances. Can you be a diligent steward? Can you be a faithful steward over the resources and over the finances that the Lord has blessed you with? So when you're thinking about your behaviors, really think about your vision. Really think about your intentions. Really think about the things that you wrote down in your journal from day 16 when you had your growth work assignment, to really reflect on what your purpose, your intention, and your vision for the holidays are now. And you really want to be able to test this. And so how you test this is going to be through your growth work assignment. So let me go ahead and pull that up, because I want you guys to jump right in and be able to see it, because I feel like this is very important for us to be able to walk through and share. So when we look at day 19 of the Vet Your Spending Challenge, you are going to really go into a space of not only moving from money consciousness and making sure that you're in control of your finances holistically, but looking at it from a space of how can you test? How can you tie? You guys see this tie right here on here. How can you tie your budgeting and your budgets that you created yesterday to your holiday vision, your holiday purpose, and your holiday intention that you created down in day 19? So what you're going to do for your growth work assignment, you are going to review your updated budgets based on a preliminary gift list that you updated that now includes your buffer as of yesterday, day 18. And you're really going to look at this, and you're going to look at each item on your list to see how it ties to your purpose, your vision, and your intention for the holiday season that you wrote out in your journals from day 16. And when you're looking at that, you're going to be looking at it from a standpoint for your goal to be to test the alignment, to see if it's the items, to see if the items on your list are actually holding true to what your redefined vision and what your redefined intention and what your redefined purpose of the holidays are now. And then once you're able to do that, you're going to think and you're going to journal about how you can transition your finances and your money behaviors, both during this holiday season and in your everyday spending, into a healthy state going forward. So you want to think about how can you make these things tie, what the connections are, and then how you can transition and transcend these things into your everyday finances, and identifying what will be the commitment that you will do differently going forward. So what will be the commitment that you will choose to do going forward? This is extremely important. And this is something that I really want you guys to be able to not only witness, but for you guys to be able to implement and to be able to practice. So do you guys have any questions as it relates to this growth work assignment? Because I want to move into the crux of the surprise that I have for you guys on tonight. So let me see. Where is everyone at? Q Scott is saying, hey. Acacia is saying, hi. Yay, we made it. Yes, CW says we made it. Coach Letitia says, hey, I'm so glad you're here, Coach Letitia. I'm glad you're here. Q Scott is saying, I emailed you. I was like, I can't be late. Y'all, technology issues. I'm trying to tell y'all, the devil is a lie, not today. Oh my gosh, Coach Letitia is in the hospital, but she is here. Oh my gosh, keeping you in prayer for your daughter. Yes, yes, yes. Prayers up, prayers up, prayers up to you. My sister Steph is in the building. Everybody is here. So I'm super excited. So it does not look like you guys have any questions so far. But one of the things that I really, really, really want to be able to do, because I understand and I know that a lot of emotions have come up during this process. And I understand and I know that a lot of things have really been toiling and pulling at you guys from the sense of, okay, what is happening right now with this whole thing with this whole season. Different things are coming up, like Coach Letitia saying that, you know, she's dealing with things with her family, or her daughter in the family, with her daughter being in a hospital. So what I want to do is I really want to be able to create a space and allow you guys to be able to understand that you have support. So one of the things that I really want to be able to introduce, and what I've decided to bring into the space, is for us to have a guest facilitator to come into the room. And so what I want to be able to do right now for you all is to introduce you all to a person who I completely adore, a woman who is absolutely amazing in the space that she does in terms of mindfulness. And I want to introduce you guys to our guest facilitator, who is coming into the room to speak to you guys and do a meditation practice to support you all throughout this journey. And so what I'm going to do really quickly is I'm going to read the bio of our facilitator, Kris Lingham, and then I'm going to turn the floor over to her. So Kris Lingham is the founder and the creator of Secure the Mood. If you do not know about it, y'all need to get ready to get a whole scoop of this. But Kris is a certified meditation and mindfulness teacher. She is a spiritual student, and she's an advocate for mental health awareness, where she uses her artistry to promote self-acceptance and self-care. Kris was introduced to meditation in 2006, where she learned the fundamentals for living intentionally while developing gratitude and awareness for the world around us. In June 2020, Kris released her audio meditation series called Mood on all digital streaming platforms, and this introduces her listeners to explore mindfulness techniques by associating the senses with stimulating a state of mind, aka mood. So she invites her listeners to embark on a journey of accepting the changeable self, which is welcoming the universe all around them. So Secure the Mood is Kris's hope for fostering an intentional community filled with love, compassion, mindfulness, acceptance, and equanimity. So with that, I'm going to turn the floor over to our guest facilitator and instructor, certified meditation and mindfulness teacher, Kris Lingham. Kris, the floor is yours. Stop sharing.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you fine.
Great. Thank you for the gracious greeting. I appreciate it. I'm so happy to be here and excited to share some tools and techniques with you all. And I'm hoping you could take it with you on your Better Spending Challenge and further into the future. So as Sophia said, I am a meditation teacher, and I understand that you guys have now been working on your intentions and your purpose and your vision. And that's great because, you know, setting your intentions, that impacts your overall goal. So when you're intentional about the way that you spend and your purpose for spending, you're more likely to achieve your goal. So with that, I want to teach you some techniques on how to hone in on your intentions and your purpose. And mindfulness and meditation are great tools to have to do just that. It allows you to focus and concentrate when needed, and it gives you the creativity when life happens, because let's be real, life is always happening. I know you just had some technical issues, and I did too at one point. So it allows you to be a little bit more flexible and adapt and make a choice of how you wish to interact with an activity. Now the choice is yours, as opposed to allowing the challenge to disrupt your goal and what you're trying to achieve to begin with. So meditation and mindfulness helps me completely in my overall life. And I'm sure when you think about meditation, you're probably thinking about a monk sitting, you know, quietly in a robe, and he's meditating to himself. Nothing bothers him, and he's chanting. And while that is a form of meditation, you don't have to be as rigid. You can be a little bit more playful with your practice. So essentially, meditation is just a technique to learn mindfulness. And if you're intentionally engaging with an activity such as shopping, holiday shopping, and you're doing it with open awareness and you're very mindful of everything that you're doing, maybe that's your form of meditation. That's your form of being mindful. And essentially, it's just learning to be more aware and open to everything, your sensations, what's going on around you, your environment, your space. So feel free to be a little bit more playful. There's walking meditation, there's sitting meditation, eating meditations. Now you can make it a shopping meditation. And with mindfulness, practicing awareness is essential for being able to hone in on your intentions. And normally our minds are on autopilot and it's always moving, and we never have a moment to pause and just think about the process of what we're doing. So instead of mindlessly shopping in the store and grabbing everything off of the shelves, maybe now you're a little bit more mindful about the steps that you take. When you pull out the money out of your wallet, maybe you notice how you feel, what it makes you feel like when you feel the money in your hand, or when you see certain items in the store. When you're a little bit more mindful about that, you're more likely to become cognizant of your intentions and your purpose for shopping in the first place. And I know a lot of people think that meditation is meant to bring a lot of positive and only good juju, and that's great, and it does do that, but it's meant for you to become aware of all aspects of yourself. So the good, the bad, the ugly. And we want that because it allows you to be able to make a choice in how you want to engage and interact with something. So if you were shopping and you loved the way that you did it and felt good about the way you spent your money, maybe you can repeat it again. But let's say you didn't like it. Now you have taken notice of it and you have the knowledge to be able to switch and change and adapt to something that makes you feel a little bit better. So it's about finding that balance, and mindfulness and meditation allows you to find what genuinely can balance you. So I'm going to teach you 2 techniques that can help you bring a little bit more clarity and focus to your intentions and setting your purpose and your visions for your holiday spending. And the first one, and I'm sure you'll remember this because you learned it in grade school, your 5 senses. So anytime you need to take a moment and figure out what's going on with yourself mentally or where you are, just take a moment, step back, pause, and observe all 5 senses. So what do you see? What do you hear? What do you physically feel? What do you smell? And what do you taste? Did I do it all? Hear, see, smell, taste. And I feel like I'm missing the other sense, but all of your 5 senses, take a moment to observe everything, and it allows you to notice every step of the process. So you may be okay with walking into the store, but then you realize you're not okay with the feeling of, like I said earlier, having money in your hand, and it makes you anxious. So those are things that people don't typically think about when they're holiday spending, but if you're a little bit more mindful every step along the process, you'll be a little bit more intentional with how you celebrate the holidays and spend during the holidays. And so the second technique that you can use is focus on your breath. And the breath is the easiest thing to focus on because it's always there. Why? We have to breathe. If you're not breathing, you're no longer in existence. So it's easy to focus on something that's always there. The breath is essentially your body's anchor, and it's easy to return to it. So even when you're anxious and you don't think you have good breathing patterns, if you take a moment to step back and focus on it and the sensations, you'll realize that it's there. So a great way to do that, and a simple way to do it, is to do a 5 count or a 10 count. And I would count the in breath and the out breath as one complete cycle. So for example, you breathe in 1, you breathe out 1, you breathe in 2, you breathe out 2, and so on and so forth until you get to your desired numbers of breaths. And I would only suggest doing 10 at the most, because once you reach higher than 10, it's a little bit harder to concentrate on the sensations and focus on the actual breathing technique. So try it with 5. And once you master that and realize that you completely have focused on the sensations of breathing and your mind hasn't wandered, then move on to 10. And you can repeat it over and over. So once you reach 10, then go back down to 1 and just keep doing it until you feel like you've been able to relax and focus and be where you want to be. So I want to give you guys a taste tester of what you can experience doing those 2 techniques on your own. to bring clarity and focus to your holiday spending budget. So I invite all of you, whoever's watching now or in the playback, to take a moment to get as comfortable as possible and join me on a quick meditation. So allow yourself to become comfortable, whether you're seated, you can lie beside your computer or your TV, like I like to watch sometimes, and allow gravity to settle you. And take a few breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And if your eyes are still open, feel free to orient yourself to your surroundings. And if it's not, see what you can hear, see what you feel, the bed or the floor beneath you. Take notice of it and observe your space and your body in this moment. And now we're going to prepare our bodies and let our mind know it's okay to completely release and relax. So take the biggest, deepest breath in through your nose that you've taken all day. And then open your mouth wide, tongue hanging out, and sigh it completely out. And allow your breath to return to its normal, natural state. Easy, effortless breaths. Now allow your mind to shift focus onto your breath, the in and the out. Notice the sensations as it goes in through your nose, into your lungs, and into your belly and back out. See if you can bring your attention to your breath. I know your mind sometimes wants to wander, and that's okay. That's completely normal. See if you can shift your focus back with a smile to your breath. Try not to judge it, just observe. What do you feel? What do you smell? What do you hear? More deep breaths in through your nose and sigh it out through your mouth. This practice comes to an end. Let's begin bringing awareness back into our bodies. Begin wiggling your fingers or toes. Maybe move your head side to side. Feel free to take a gentle stretch up above. And when you feel ready, you can gradually open your eyes. Before moving, take a moment to notice your space and reorient to your surroundings. Namaste, Ashe, and so it is. Thank you.
Oh, wow. And so it is. I have to tell you, every time I go through a meditation experience with Kris, my eyes water and I just feel so relieved. And I just want to take the time personally, Kris, to thank you for allowing not only this experience to happen, but for you to ease my nerves because of the technical issues that I was experiencing in the beginning.
Wow.
Just so to release it and just stay present and just allow myself to be aware of the noises. I was hearing cars driving down my street. I was tasting some water that, well, not really water, but old food that I had earlier this morning, and little coffee taste, and just being aware of that and just feeling recentered. So I really appreciate you coming in and you doing this for us and reminding us that we can practice mindfulness and we can practice meditation, even in the midst of our shopping, even in the midst of our chaos, even in the midst of whatever challenges that we are facing within our lives, as long as we just remember to pause and breathe and take it in. So I want to invite for you guys who are in the chat to just share how this experience was for you so that we can be able to give Kris her flowers and her joys and her thank yous while she is here in the room. And in the interim, because I know that there is a delay with it being able to be shown through the YouTube chat, I do want to go ahead and share where Kris can be found. What are some of the things where you can locate her meditations and so forth. I just think that it's absolutely beautiful to be able to share these things. So when you look at it from this perspective, in terms of where Kris is, where she can be found, what she does, she is the creator of Secure the Mood. And you guys should be able to see her website here on the screen right now. She is an educator on Insight Timer. And if you guys aren't familiar with Insight Timer, it is a meditation platform, specifically for those who lead meditations and practice mindfulness. And I'm super excited that she is a facilitator on that platform. Kris, do you want to tell us about your breathing meditation that you released on Insight Timer?
Yes, thank you. So I recently finally released my first meditation on Insight Timer, and it's a breathing meditation. It's about 14 minutes long, and it's the longer version of the meditation that we just did. So it's like Sophia said, it's a free app. Feel free to download it and then follow me once you're up there, and you'll be able to be the first person to know when I post any of my meditations. I'm actually working on some meditations now that will hopefully be released very soon, about 3 different meditations. So you'll be able to follow me and get the first chance to listen to it before anybody else. And also on my website, securethemood.com/meditations, you can find a link to my mood meditation series, which she's scrolling down to, and that was my original series that I released on major digital streaming platforms. So you'll be able to find it, Apple, Google, wherever you listen to music, you should be able to find it. And that's available on my website as well. And you can listen to it on YouTube as well for free, completely for free.
I have to tell you that my favorite, and you know that my favorite
yes.
is my favorite.
Dear One.
Dear One is absolutely my favorite. But again, the entire meditation is one of my favorites. And it really places me in a space of calm. One of my favorite places to listen to this mood series is when I'm in my car. And it just puts me in a space where I feel like I'm in my own bubble. And sometimes I feel like I'm driving on autopilot while I'm listening to it. So it's really calming. It's really reassuring. It's really something that really helps me to recenter, especially when you're in those spaces of chaos and rush and bust. So I want to read through some of the comments that I saw in the chat so far. So in terms of Q Scott is saying that she loves it. It'll help with dealing with the literal chaos of in the stores during the holidays. And so she's saying that it's much needed. She's giving you lots of claps, lots of claps. CW is saying, thank you, Sophia, for bringing Kris in as a bonus for the Vet Your Spending Challenge. I can see this would be helpful before making spending decisions. Absolutely. Absolutely. Certainly is. I want to just take a moment to just thank Kris for her time and thank her for everything that she has done, all the support that she gives to those. I want to let you guys know that the links to her website are in the description of this live. So if you go down to the description box, you'll be able to get direct links to her website, securethemood.com, as well as the link directly to this meditation page where you can find her both on Insight Timer, as well as where to find her mood meditation series to get that playlist directly through any digital streaming platform, and then as well on YouTube. I do want to thank you, Kris, for taking the time to come before us today. You have no idea how much we appreciate you being here. I appreciate you being here and you just taking that time in that moment to spend time with us on today to help us get into a space of clarity, get into a space of peace as we move through the hustle and bustle of holiday shopping. So are there any final words that you would like to share and say to our participants of the Vet Your Spending Challenge? Any parting words that you would like to give in terms of advice outside of all of the amazing tips and pointers that you had already shared, but anything you want to say, feel free.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me. You have no idea what this means to me. I truly appreciate it. And I appreciate you doing this challenge, first of all, because I told you I've been watching it too. So it's not just for them, I'm watching it too. And I really appreciate you doing this and bringing me in to share my meditations and tie it in with that, because I kid you not, meditation and mindfulness has completely changed the game for me. And I'm not trying to ever commit somebody to be an avid meditator or be super mindful, but I like people to have options. So I like people to have a choice and choose how they want to interact with the world and the universe. And a lot of the times chaos and negative factors will take over and we lose that choice. We lose that option. So I recommend, even if you're not listening to my meditations on Insight Timer, I use Insight Timer daily. I recommend that you go on the app and just search the same way you do in Google search. And they kind of changed the app recently, so it's upgraded a little bit more. But search anything you may be needing at that moment. And I promise you there's a meditation out there. They have thousands and thousands of teachers and meditations that you can use that can help you through anything. And if you guys want to contact me and let me know anything that maybe you didn't put in the chat, feel free to email me, which is also on my website, contact@securethemood.com. And if you have any suggestions as far as what type of meditations you may want to hear from me in the future, please feel free to email that to me as well, and I'll be sure to work on that. So I appreciate this time, and I wish you guys well on your holiday spending journey. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kris. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. Everybody clap it up to Kris. Give her some love, give her some love, give her some love. Steph, my sister Steph is saying, thank you, Kris. Congratulations to you. She's celebrating you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
You are so welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
See ya, everybody.
All right, you guys. So that was your surprise for day 19 of the Vet Your Spending Challenge. I know that this has been a journey, and I wanted you guys to just really understand that I am here to support you all the way through. And so as I'm reading through your growth work assignments, as I'm seeing the challenges that are coming up for you based on the emails that you give me, based on the feedback that you give me, I want you guys to know that I am thinking of your support. I am thinking of how to really support you during this journey. And I really wanted to be able to bring in an expert to come in and really show you guys that mindfulness is something that can be practiced not only to meet any financial anxiety, but to also maybe even meet any type of financial anxiety or any anxiety period that may be coming up for you. And so the purpose of bringing in a guest facilitator to come in is to allow us to have this time to breathe and pause together, to allow us to have this time to learn how to control those triggers that may come up for us, and how we can simply use breathing as a technique in order to do that. So I really hope that you guys took the time to pause and participate in the exercises. I know I did. I was in here, eyes rolling, stretching, doing all kinds of stuff while she was leading through the facilitation, because this is one of the things that I find that really helps me to remind me to pause and breathe. You'd be surprised at how much we don't really utilize the strength and utilize the power of our breathing because we do it just so second nature. But if you go to it from a space of intention and you go to it from a space of allowing it to calm you, you will be able to get rid of and completely obliterate and completely get over any financial anxiety that may come up as you are in the process of trying to get these things or even trying to navigate life. So as we close out for today, I really want to take this time to thank you all for coming. I really want to give my hearts and my prayers and my hopes and my most uplifted spirits to Coach Natisha and her daughter and her family, praying for uplifted strength, praying that everything is okay while she's going through the things that's happening right now. And I just want to thank you, Coach Natisha, for showing up despite of, and I just pray that this experience helped you in some way, shape, or form to be able to lift you up and uplift you during the process and the season that you are going through right now. So not only was this designed to support you in your financial journey, it's being designed to support you in anything that may come up in your life. So I really hope that you all found value in this experience. I really hope that you really enjoyed our guest facilitator, Kris Lingham, who came in and navigated and led our meditation experience. Please feel free to follow her on Insight Timer. Make sure that you support, and not only that, just get the healing that you need through the meditation experience because it's so powerful. Check out her Move meditation series on all streaming platforms, Apple, all of the places where you can download and stream music is there. She also mentioned that she has it available on her YouTube channel as well. I'll be sure to include that in the description box. But anything pertaining to Kris Lingham, our certified meditation specialist that came in and led our session today, I'm going to include all of those links there down in the description box. So I want to remind you guys of what your growth work is. Remember to just focus on tying in your holiday purpose, your holiday vision, your holiday intention to the items that are on your list and test it to see if it truly aligns. And if there's something that you feel like you maybe need to adjust on your list, please know that it's okay for you to do that. And if there's any anxiety that come up within you as you are approaching and doing this growth work, feel free to leverage the exercises that our meditation certified specialist, teacher, instructor had just come into this room and taught us how to do. Okay. So I'm going to close out for tonight. CW is saying that she already has Insight Timer and she just found Secure the Mood. All right. Yes, yes, yes. So make sure you follow Kris on Insight Timer. My Goodie Store is saying thank you. Sherry is saying clap, clap, clap. I guess she's clapping it up for Kris. My Goodie Store is saying don't forget to hit the like button, fam. Thank you so much, my Goodie Store. CW is saying good reminder. CW is also saying anxiety blocks access to logic. It's good to address it as soon as possible. CW, don't make me get up and shout. I'm telling you, you're gonna make me get up and shout because your growth work also made me get up and shout when I read your stuff earlier. So great observation. Anxiety definitely does block access. And if you can utilize the tools and the resources and the practices that Kris just shared with us, it can really help release that anxiety from us. And then Acacia is saying that she's praying, of course, for Coach Natisha. Q Scott is also saying amen in agreement for Coach Natisha. And then CW is saying, thanks for bringing Kris into the show to show us the many ways to being present into our lives. And then Kris just popped in and said, thank you all so much. So there you have it. You guys know where you can find Kris. Feel free to follow her on or subscribe to her channel. I'm also going to make sure that I include the links to where to find the mood meditation as well as her channel, and then all other digital streaming platforms of where mood series can be found. So thank you so much, Kris, for coming in again. Thank you again so much for you guys for participating and joining. Again, I apologize in advance for the technical difficulties, but I still think in terms of timing, we turned out well. So make sure that you come back tomorrow for day 20 of the Bet Your Spending Challenge, where we are going to continue to do the work. You know where to find me if you have any questions or if you need any additional support. You know that I'm always here and I'm always just one email away. All right. So thank you all and have a great night. And I will see you all tomorrow for day 20 of the Bet Your Spending Challenge. Remember, your financial prosperity awaits you, and so does your financial sanity. Good night.